Hi guys, new vlog, new week and so much to catch up on. So I'm sitting on the floor because I was trying to find the most comfortable position to have a little chat with you guys about the EDMR therapy experience that I've been navigating lately. So that is something that I wanted to do now as the start of this vlog. So I'm back at therapy for two specific reasons. One, I have been sharing very openly about my mum passing away at Christmas very unexpectedly, and that whole situation was very traumatic because it happened very fast and I did not have the chance to say goodbye to my mum. So I knew right away when that happened that I just needed a lot more help to help me to navigate and process a lot of these emotions that has been coming up. So EDMR is a therapy for trauma-based therapy. So it's specifically designed to support us on any either micro or major trauma situations. So for me, that's been really beneficial, one key reason, and it's been very helpful. So I'm really grateful for my therapist to having that support at the moment. But other thing that I wanted to really concentrate on now is the fact that a few years back, it was already 5 years ago, when I really started taking more of these bigger growth steps in my life, attracting certain type of relationship or certain type of when I launched my business and I had certain money goals, I really noticed that I started self-sabotaging myself as soon as I started to attract those things into my life. So that's why nowadays, instead of me just purely, because I've been setting really big goals for myself and I feel like I'm way much more focused than I have been for a very long time, I know that I don't purely just want to set those goals and externally start to show up and take action. What I'm doing simultaneously is actually going to therapy. I'm doing different types. I'm doing breath work, hypnotherapy, EDMR. I'm just kind of tapping into different parts at the moment. All of those therapies that are specifically designed to help with our subconscious, our conditioning part, which often is the kind of area within our mind where we hold a lot into mind and body, where we hold on to a lot of these limiting beliefs and fears and a lot of inner child, not issues, but inner child ways of behaving that are not often the healthiest for us. So that's why I've been now doing EDMR, because it's been really helpful for me to address any of these limiting beliefs and fears that I've noticed that's been coming up, so I don't self-sabotage when I start to actually attract all the things that I want into my life. So it's been incredibly beneficial because I always say this, and I know it sounds so cliche, but I do believe we're limitless, and our own limit is how safe our nervous system actually feels of attracting the things that we want, and is our internal world really matching the external things that we want to attract. So that's why this whole process has been so beneficial, and I think it's beneficial to anyone, because I do think we can really achieve anything we want in our lives, but we do need a consistent practice. We need the right tools to support an incredible amount of patience when we're navigating any patterns, because a lot of the patterns that I'm navigating, breaking at the moment, are generational patterns. So they are always the toughest and the hardest to break because it takes the most amount of time. So we need a lot of patience and self-love, because if you're on this journey of like working with yourself and doing the inner work, it's just, you sometimes have a lot of these days when it just feels a bit too much, but then you have sometimes these days like I feel like I'm having today, where I'm like, this work is just so amazing, and it's so amazing to see the impact, because I'm really at the moment, even though I'm on this grief journey, there is deep sense of peace in myself and trust and deep states of surrender, because I have these tools and I have this support, and they just help me so much, especially when days when everything just feels a bit too much. So just something I wanted to share with anyone who's interested. Just let me know if you want to know more about the actual what happens in EDMR session or how it's beneficial. I'm really geeking into the science of all this stuff, so I can go into the brainwave states and the subconscious and all of it, the nervous system regulation stuff. I'm just trying to keep it a bit more high level, because when I get excited, then it's like I go on this rabbit hole and people are like, what are you talking about? So I'm just trying to keep it a bit more high level for now, but I'm happy to share if you want to know more about anything of this stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm going to enjoy my night now. I'm gonna have a beer, and then I'm gonna watch the last episode of Summer House, which I hope is actually online now. So it's all about the balance, guys. And I feel always when I kind of go deep into my inner world and do a lot of this stuff, I also want to balance it out a bit more, just, you know, enjoy my life and do the things that really bring me joy. And at the moment is a beer and a Summer House episode. But yeah, this vlog is gonna be quite of a more fashion oriented. I feel I'm into this deep chat era at the moment, so it might be a lot of these deep chats, and then a few episodes of, like, not episodes, but a few kind of wardrobe picks in between, a little bit wellness chat as well. I think that's gonna be happening. But anyway, guys, just wishing you a beautiful evening wherever you are, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi guys, just having still my morning coffee. I feel sometimes I just have a little morning ritual, just having coffee for hours on end. I did actually start my morning with green tea. I don't want to sometimes push my nervous system too much in the morning, to give too much of caffeine kick. Had some green tea, and now I'm doing coffee. I'm doing intermittent fasting again this morning. I've not been the best at it lately, so I really want to get more back into it, because I always feel so much more better when I'm doing fasting. But yeah, always listen to my body as well. And I also realized, always when I'm filming, I'm wearing the same shirt nowadays, but this is one of my favorite pieces. It's so comfortable, and I just feel really good at it and good in it. And I'm also just, I think I talked about this actually in my first vlog, that I'm really trying to be more mindful about shopping and not buying too many new things all the time, because yeah, I used to just buy too many things and then I never worn them, and that just makes me feel really bad nowadays. So you will be seeing me wearing a lot of same things. I'm not sure what is happening in my voice this morning, but something I want to share, because I was journaling this morning and setting my goals for end of this year, so end of 2024. And I was just thinking a lot about how I used to live my life, because I've been going through my old things, and I found all my old journals, which is all about like creating the vision for my future. Like literally, I don't know, there's probably 20, 30 journals that I've been writing over the years. For the past 5 years I've been doing this practice. And so it's so funny looking at the notes and what I've been written and what I thought in my mind that I wanted, because I got all of the things that I wanted to have, and all my goals has always been so much more like work related and maybe living situation, travel related, than maybe personal stuff. And now it's funny, I'm really shifting my focus a lot more around that. But yeah, I was definitely before that so reactive. So I had always a very, I would say, traditional vision for myself. So I wanted to have a certain type of career, I wanted to have a certain kind of money, I wanted to have a certain kind of home or homes, which I got because I was living in London and then between Helsinki, and I got all of those things, and I still wasn't happy. So that kind of really opened this whole journey for me, just really questioning myself about the things that makes me happy. So I shifted my practice to be initially so much more about excuse me, not about the things that I wanted, but how I actually wanted to feel day to day. I'm really not sure what is happening with my voice. Oh my god. Throat chakra, I think I need to open up a bit, but moving on. So what I've done in the past few years, because I was very confused what I wanted from life, because as mentioned, I got everything I thought would make me happy, and I worked towards that vision for 35 years of my life, and then I wake up one morning, I'm like, actually these things are not making me happy. So I wanted to concentrate on the feeling, because when we concentrate on feeling what we want to attract, it's often more aligned with our authentic self, because often the things that we want are very conditioned initially. So I just started writing a lot about how I want to wake up in the mornings feeling super aligned and happy and at peace and just being fully myself. And that's definitely what I'm seeing in myself happening now a lot. I feel exactly like that. I wanted to feel a certain way in my home, which I definitely do. I love the space that I'm in at the moment, and it just makes me so grateful. And always when I come home, I'm just so happy, and I feel very creative here and very nurtured and just so happy and at peace. So that's definitely been taking place. And then I also was writing a lot how I want my closest relationships to make me feel. So I wanted to feel really seen and heard who I am, supported, being supported by authentically when I was showing up who I was, and just feeling very nurtured in my closest relationships. And I definitely feel that a lot at the moment. So that's why I love this practice. And now I am focusing a lot more still on the feeling part, but a little bit on the external things, because I have gained so much clarity during the years of what I want to attract externally, and I feel they're so much more authentically aligned now who I'm actually as an individual, and not think about more societal goals. So that's been a lot of the practice that I'm doing this morning, of just really setting those goals for the following 6 months. And it often takes a minimum of 6 months to really start to change our conditioning regards to the goals that we want to attract into my life. So this now will then define my direction in the 6 months. And also I will be breaking it down into monthly intentions and goals. So I'm kind of making sure that I'm heading to the right direction. But also I always want to give a little bit of space for the universe to show me something that I'm not maybe even thinking about. And that's again a big lesson learned previously. I was very stuck in certain things, and I didn't allow the space to be for miracles or just things that I didn't even think I wanted, but then I got, and it just made me so much more happier and aligned. So always I'm leaving a little bit that space also there. So there you go, guys, a little bit of a morning chat. Once again, I feel this vlog is becoming really chatty, but that is who actually I am. I love these deep, intense chats about the universe and life and consciously creating our life and all these practices, and I just feel I'm always the happiest when I'm talking about these things. So that also obviously makes me aware that I'm aligned what I'm meant to do. But yeah, rest of the day I need to do some home stuff. So I just got my chairs finally delivered yesterday, which I'm really happy. It's actually these ones that I'm sitting on now. It took me a long time. I probably returned 3 or 4 different chairs because I could not decide what kind of chairs I wanted. So I'm gonna unpack them and I'm gonna get you involved. And then yeah, I'm just gonna have a quite easy day today. I just wanna follow my creativity. I did set an intention this morning to really be able to follow my creativity and do the things that I feel aligned. So at the moment I'm just feeling creating a lot of content and writing, and I just want to do a proper meditation day and breathwork day, and just really creating this vision for the 6 months. And yeah, that's it, guys. I will see you later. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back with another very chatty section of the vlog. I was not planning to talk this much, but there you go. What can you do? I'm following my inner guidance and my inspiration. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about my fertility journey. I know I've been kind of talking about this a little bit already in my previous vlogs. And yeah, I think it's just something I have been quite conscious of, that people might have different opinions about it, and because my process is very outside the societal norm. So I have started a process of having a baby on my own. So it always makes me a little bit uncomfortable how people are going to react when they hear that, because as mentioned, it's just not a very traditional thing to do. But for me, it feels right. And yeah, I think it's just important to follow your heart and follow the guidance of your soul, and just do the things that feels authentically and aligned with you. So I am turning 39 years old now, and I've always, from a very young age, I knew I want to have kids in my 40s. My whole 20s and 30s was very much concentrating on my career, traveling around the world, getting to know myself, really just understanding who I am as a person before having children. And my whole 30s, well, until my mid 30s, late 30s, I've been in relationships, but I just felt like every single time the topic has come up, people or the person has changed their mind of not being ready to have kids. And I feel for some reason it just has not happened to me. The stars have not aligned, even though I have been always very consciously communicating that I want to have kids and that's my goal. But it just every single time it just has not happened in those relationships. So that's why I think I'm in a position now where I just don't want to give my power away to someone deciding will I have kids or not. And I know this is one of these things that I could never live with myself if I would not have kids or even try to have kids. So that's why for me now I have started this process, and I do feel way much more empowered because I'm doing something about it, and I'm not also in a position in my life where I want to date or even meet someone. Yes, that's my longer term vision, to have a family unit, to meet someone, to have this beautiful conscious relationship with someone. But I also know I can't force it, and I always believe that things happen in our lives when they're meant to happen, and for some reason it just has not happened for me. And I don't want to go and chase after finding someone. And I am highly sensitive, and my heart is still healing from my previous relationships. I'm still processing a lot of the patterns that I notice about myself in my previous relationships, and I don't believe you have to be fully healed to meet someone, but I just also know that I'm not ready, and I'm still processing a lot of the grief of losing my mom, and my heart is just very broken. So for me, the idea of dating and opening my heart to someone just doesn't feel that I'm ready to do it. So that's why I feel this is like the best option for me. And I think also it is challenging to date in your late 30s, because there's always this timeline and this pressure, and I just do not like that. I think in my 20s or 30s I would not even like bring up the conversation of having kids like right away, and now I almost feel like you just have to be such in the same page with someone when you meet someone. And I think often that does create a lot of pressure. And I don't also want to make a decision. I think make a decision who's going to be the father of your child is probably one of the biggest ever decisions you make in life. At least I feel like that in my own life. So for me, dating someone even a year or 2 years and then having a child with that person would feel very rushed, because I would not fully know them in that time frame. And I have had longer term relationships in my life, and I feel often after the 2 years you only start to really see the true colors of someone. So for me, I would feel very rushed to make that decision, and I would not feel good about it. So that's why this is the journey I'm embarking on at the moment, of having a baby on my own, having a donor conceived child. And I know, again, it's not the norm, but it just does feel right for me. And I'm not saying that I still don't want to meet someone or have a family. I think that can still happen, even though I would do this on my own now. But I'm also really trying to be open to the universe having this thing happen in a different way. If I'm meant to meet someone now and suddenly things align, I'm trying to be open to that. If I'm meant to not conceive naturally and adopt, I'm also trying to be open to it. So I'm just really trying to have as an open mindset to have a baby in a way that is meant to happen. Because obviously I don't know how challenging this journey is going to be for me. I don't know if it's going to take me years or it's going to happen right away. I don't know. I'm just trying to really trust the universe and trust however this is meant to unfold, it will unfold. And so yeah, this is just something I wanted to share, because I do know there's a lot of women in my situation. And I'm also very thankful because I've listened to a lot of YouTube videos from women who've done this on their own, and it's really helped me to understand if that's the right decision for me or not. And I've also spent a lot of time and research understanding how the child would feel to be a donor conceived child, because I do want to be really mindful that I'm not only doing this for me, that I'm also thinking what is the implementation, that is not the word, what is the impact for that child to be conceived in a different way than other people normally are. So I'm really just taking a lot of time to understand that and take that into consideration, but also then be able to, if this is meant to unfold in this way, I'm meant to have a baby this way, that I'm then able to communicate to that child in the best possible way about this process. So yeah, just something I wanted to share with you guys. It's gonna be a journey and I'm gonna take you with me. I've done now all the basic tests already, so I know I should be in a good health state. And I also already 3 years ago I did a few of the testing, because I was thinking freezing my eggs, which just didn't feel like the best thing for me then. So I am trying to conceive more naturally end of the summer, and then if it doesn't work, go through an IVF process, which obviously, I know every woman's gonna say that it's not something I would like to do, but I'm trying to be open to it if that's the way that is meant to unfold. But I will be keeping you posted when I continue on this path, and obviously I'm always really want to hear if you have any similar experiences or you've been thinking having a baby in a non-traditional way. But yeah, so thank you again for being here and listening. I'm gonna end the vlog here. It's been a challenge. I always try to really listen to my inner guidance when I do this, and I clearly just felt inspired to talk a lot in this week's vlog. Next week maybe something else, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I wish you a beautiful end of the week wherever you are, obviously depending on when I upload this. But yeah, have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week, guys. Bye.